The ferry dock creaked beneath her boots as the storm closed in. Wind tore at her jacket, rain blurred her silhouette, but she kept walking. To the soldiers at the checkpoint, she looked like any other drifter, tired, weather-worn, carrying too many scars to care. But when she pulled out a battered military ID and whispered her name, the guards froze. The ID was expired. The woman it belonged to didn't exist anymore. At least, not on paper. They arrested her instantly, hands bound, rights read, boots echoing against steel corridors of the naval brig. Yet she wasn't afraid. If anything, she seemed relieved. Commander Rourke, a man whose entire career was built on exposing frauds and imposters, sat across from her. "You claim to be a Navy SEAL," he said, "but every record we've checked says otherwise. There's no Alexandra Hale in any SEAL team database." She met his stare, voice steady. "Of course not. My file doesn't exist. That was the point." Rourke smirked. Convenient excuse, but her silence carried a weight he couldn't ignore. Hours passed until the door opened again. An admiral walked in, a man whose mere presence bent the room. He studied her, then said just 2 words, "Take off the cuffs." She rolled up her sleeve, exposing ink that shouldn't exist. Not the common SEAL trident, but a variation so secret even half the Navy hadn't seen it. Rourke went pale. The admiral's jaw tightened. "This isn't a forgery," he said quietly. "This woman was part of Sentinel Unit." Rourke blinked. "Sentinel? That's just a rumor." "No," the admiral said. "It was real, and she's proof. Her name wasn't Alexandra when she joined. Back then, she was just Alex, 19, broke, running from a city that had already written her off. She enlisted to escape, but the Navy saw something else in her. Grit, precision, a tactical instinct that couldn't be trained. She was recruited into a program that didn't exist on paper. Sentinel Unit, an experiment to test whether the impossible could be done. She trained until her body broke and healed again, until missions blurred into shadows. She fought battles no one would ever admit happened. And then, on a mission deep in hostile territory, everything unraveled. The extraction failed. 2 teammates were listed as dead. 1 was missing. And Alex herself? She was erased. Officially, she never wore the uniform. Unofficially, she carried scars the Navy didn't want seen. Now, sitting in that interrogation room, she told the admiral the truth. "One of ours is still alive, Mason Graves. He didn't die that night. He was taken, and the people holding him, they know everything." The admiral's face darkened. If Mason was alive, the secrets inside his head could dismantle every covert SEAL operation worldwide. Alex leaned forward. "I can get him back, but not alone." By nightfall, a team was assembled, hand-picked men who trusted the admiral more than orders. No briefings, no paperwork, just weapons loaded into a transport plane under cover of darkness. Alex moved among them like she'd never left, pointing at maps, explaining terrain, escape routes, and fallback signals. The plan was precise. A halo jump under radar, 20 minutes on the ground, extraction before alarms. But deep down, she knew, plans always fail. The jump was clean. Black sky swallowed them until boots hit jungle soil. They moved like phantoms, slipping past patrols. When a guard turned a corner, Alex was faster, knife silence, body lowered. Inside the compound, they found him. Thin, broken, alive. His first word when he saw her, "Alex?" "No time," she said, cutting his restraints. "Move." But the compound erupted. Sirens howled. Floodlights burned. Gunfire split the night. Every second stretched into eternity. Bullets tore through trees. Dirt kicked at their boots. A round grazed her shoulder, but she didn't slow. She led them through chaos with an unshakable calm, every motion muscle memory. At the evac point, the helicopter roared to life. One by one, they scrambled aboard as the jungle lit up with enemy fire. Alex shoved Mason in, then leapt last, pulling the rope as the bird lifted away. Below them, the compound shrank into flames and shadows. In the cabin, Mason leaned weakly against her, whispering, "Didn't think you'd come." She looked straight ahead, voice steady. "You would have done the same." Back at base, there would be no report, no acknowledgement. Officially, nothing happened, just another secret buried beneath 1,000 others. As Alex prepared to vanish again, the admiral stopped her at the docks. He handed her a box. Inside was a golden seal trident pin. "No records," he said, "but this says what the files never could." She closed the box, nodded once, and stepped into the rain. She wasn't looking for medals, only redemption. And sometimes the greatest stories were the ones nobody would ever read.